What's up, guys? Giggles here, back with another video. Today is Giggles Cast episode 1, basically my take on a podcast where I'm going to be talking sports, video game drama, crap with you guys, and I'm going to bring on special guests like you guys. So, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Obi Toppin, the Giants, or the Knicks and Obi Toppin, and how it's a great move. The Giants and how they can still make a late playoff push. Derrick Rose and Eli Manning, players like that, are they Hall of Famers? I will be getting into that. Hey, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like on this video and let's get right into it. First of all, we're going to talk about the Knicks and Obi Toppin, their 8th overall pick. We will be getting into it quickly. I don't know how to pronounce his name yet, but hey, I'll learn it eventually. So what I think, I'm going to start out with the positives of Obi Toppin. He's a very good shooter, as you can see in the highlights. He's a very good finisher, very athletic, as you will see it right here. He is very athletic, just very giftedly on the offensive end. Only downside I can see for him is not a great defender, okay? And not a great lateral quickness. But with his athleticism and Tom Thibodeau as his head coach, who's a defensive-minded head coach, okay? Defensive-minded. He could turn into a very good player. He's a hometown kid. He wants to play for the Knicks. And I'm just happy that he's here, man. Like, he's a very good finisher around the rim. And actually got a really good post game that I learned about. Isn't a terrible defender to any means, but if I had to grade it for a 2K grade, it'd probably be a C+. Nothing great, nothing terrible. He does need to get his lateral quickness up. But honestly, very good player. And honestly, him with Mitchell Robinson, because he can dominate the post, or he can step out to the three-point line because he shot 37% from 3 in college, which is amazing. Again, freakishly athletic. I think the only thing that I am concerned about with him is he might not be the most consistent shooter. Like, I know he shot 37% from 3, like I just said, but it's not like he's attempting 15 a game. So that's the only thing I can see. We're going to get into Quickly right now. Now into Quickly, who is, from all these highlights that I've been watching and everything I've seen, is a pretty good playmaker, great shooter, and is quick, obviously, like his name. Yeah, whatever. But the guy looks like a bucket. Honestly, like, I'm really liking from what I'm seeing out of him. I think this might be a good pick for the Knicks. And I'm also going to get into, while I'm showing his highlights, other things that I think the Knicks should do with $40 million in cap room. Just because there's not much on this guy. I feel like the Knicks should go out there. There's rumors that they want Gordon Hayward to fill in at small forward. That'd be amazing. An amazing move for the Knicks to get a Gordon Hayward-esque player. Obviously not on a $32 million a year contract, but if we can get him for a $15 million a year contract, and then throw money at Fred VanVleet, and then fill out the roster with some decent players, we could be a playoff team. Like, it's not looking terrible for the Knicks from what they've been doing lately. And honestly, I feel great if they can do these moves and bring in some great players. And honestly, they've been playing amazing lately. No, they haven't. They haven't played in like months, but they won their last game of the season. So, hey, we'll see what happens when free agency hits. I'll probably drop another pod on what I think is going to happen with them. Also, this was an amazing pick for the Knicks. I give it a 1. Alright, now we have the Giants under Joe Judge, who is a very good head coach, in my opinion. I think that this year might not be a playoff season. Now, I know that people are going to be like, but their division's so weak. I don't actually want us to make the playoffs this year. Because I want us to get one more asset for our team. Like, one more good defensive asset on the defensive line for a little more pressure. Or something like that, or like an outside linebacker. I feel like that's what we need on the Giants. Like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be better if we just take one more year to do it. Like, am I happy we're winning? Heck yeah. Am I one of those people that are going to be like, we're still going 9-7? No. I think our max potential right now is 6-10, which is really good for how we start off the season. Like, I don't know. I think we still have a playoff hope. So honestly, I feel good. I have some notes that I have to find real quick, and I'll pick up from there with some actual Madden gameplay in the background instead of GIFs. So, and we are back. So I'm going to make a few comments on the Giants right now. I think the Giants actually got really freaking good future. Like, honestly, the team's not that bad. I thought our defense would be the weak point of our team this year. No, it's been the strong point, honestly. We've had some close losses to good teams. For example, Tampa Bay. Overall, we've just been playing very good. Our offense hasn't looked great at times. We do need better offensive linemen. Because, honestly, like, with how weak the division is for the Giants, like, you have to remember this. The Cowboys lost everyone. Like, once Dak went down, there was no clear winner of the NFC East anymore. Like, obviously, prayers up to Dak, because no one likes seeing those types of injuries. Oh, that was so gruesome. No one likes seeing those types of injuries, so that, and then once Andy Dalton got hurt with a dirty hit, and honestly, I'm going to be honest, I don't really like talking about the Cowboys that much, but when Andy Dalton got hit, and no lineman, no receiver, no one came in to step in for him, like, I get you might not have had a great chemistry, but that's your quarterback. Go step in and go teach that guy you should never do that again. Go lower your shoulder into his head. What do you care? You get thrown out of the game, at least you can say to yourself at night, hey, I just helped out my quarterback to show that I have his back no matter what. Like, I think Andy Dalton would appreciate that, but no one came to help him. Like, then the Washington football team, Alex Smith's return, there's no question that he should become back player of the year. If he literally just threw for 400 yards, like, I don't even know how it's physically possible. Like, a 400-yard passing game is insanity out here. So, like, the NFC, I'm going to just talk about the NFC as a whole now, is very top-heavy. Like, we have your teams like the Packers, the Saints, the yeah, we have Saints. I can't think of any team right now because I'm brain dead. The Buccaneers. Oh my god, I'm brain dead. So Seahawks, Cardinals. We have teams like those who have been dominating. But then once you start moving down a little bit into that fight for the wildcard spot, whatever team makes it in the NFC East is getting blown out by some team in the first round. It doesn't really matter. We all know it's going to happen. Like, I also wanted to say this. Miles Sanders is having such an underrated season. And it's been amazing for him. So, yeah, congrats to him. But, do I think the Giants have a playoff shot? Yes. They don't have the hardest schedule at the end of the season, but they don't have the easiest. It's just more of a middle ground schedule. Which I think that they can win, especially once they just beat their division rival Eagles after on Sunday. And now we have a bye week, so that's amazing for us. I also think that it would be kind of cool if Daniel Jones kept not turning the ball over. Because in the past 2 games, we're undefeated when he hasn't turned the ball over. Like, if he can just be confident, like, that's his first win versus a team not named Tampa Bay or the Washington football team. That's huge for him. So he needed that. Like I think that will be amazing for him, his potential and stuff like that. I also have this thing that me and my friends made. It was shout out to Blair, Baker, and Citez. We made this thing called the top 10 We made the top 10 QBs in the NFL. 2020 season. Remember that it's this season alone. I didn't have much of a say in it, so I'm going to basically react to what they said. So they have Matt Ryan at number 10. He's one of the most consistent QBs in the league. I 100% agree with this one. He's always going to be in that somewhere from 12 to 9 range. He's just very consistent. Everyone forgets about his MVP season. He should be a Super Bowl champion right now. But whatever. And I think that he's been playing very well overall for this entire season. The only reason he's not going to make the playoffs is because he's in the second hardest division in the NFC. So it's going to be very hard for him to make any type of noise being as low notice as he is, sadly. Then on number 9, we have Justin Herbert, the 6th overall pick from the season. I don't know about this one. I think we might have listed, I think we should flip Matt Ryan and him. But I do agree with him. He's thrown 17 touchdowns this year. He's right now the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. He's definitely been playing like a beast. And the only reason he got the start, if you guys don't remember, is because Tyrod Taylor had his lung punctured. He is definitely the steal of this draft so far. I also heard this report. I forget who said it now. Oh, it's going to piss me off. But someone said that Tua Tagovailoa is going to be the Phillip Rivers of this draft class, meaning that Big Ben is going to be Big Ben and Eli are going to be like Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. Not that Tua's bad, but that's always what Phillip Rivers has been. Consistent. No, not that consistent. Above it, like a good QB, top 15, just really nothing much to say behind that. Ryan Tannehill at number 8. Everyone said that, I'm going to be included on this. Everyone and their mother was like, when he got that huge deal, was like, why did he get that deal? He literally just hands the ball to Derrick Henry. He can do a lot more than hand the ball off, as we've seen this season. The guy's been playing amazing. He's definitely earning every penny of that deal, at this point at least. And yeah, that's all we got from him. Then we have Lamar Jackson at 7. I 110% agree with this one. Lamar has been playing so bad this year. And any Ravens fan that's trying to come at me, I will argue with you for hours about how he is not even... He might not even be a top 10 QB. Okay, actually, that's a little far. 7 is fine for him. He's just not a good passer. Like, he literally said this, and I saw it on Bleacher Report, or probably Bleacher Report on Instagram. Lamar said that teams are calling out his plays on the line of scrimmage. Like, they've been running the same plays for the past 3 years. What do you expect? There is no offensive rhythm. The team doesn't look that great. The only player that's been playing above average this year on that team, on that offense, has been Mark Andrews. The entire team as a whole has kind of just fell off a cliff. I get injuries hit them, but really, like, he's a one-hit wonder. He's going to be known as this generation's Michael Vick. Might have 2 or 3 good years, and probably going to get injured and lose it. Like, I don't think that a running QB is a great QB. That's why I think Lamar is actually perfect here. Deshaun Watson, we have at number 6. I 100% agree with this one. Personally, like, I think he's just playing amazing. He's so underappreciated this season because he plays for the Texans and they suck. And a lot of his touchdowns are sadly garbage time touchdowns. But dude, ever since they got rid of Bill O'Brien, or as I should say, the idiot, like, he doesn't even deserve a name. He deserves to be called the idiot. Once they got rid of him, Watson's been balling out. And honestly, I think that this shows that he can ball out with any team. And I am so excited for him. He's such a cool player and was my favorite college QB. So I'm rooting for him 100%. And think that he is so damn good. Okay? So good. At 5, we have Kyler Murray. Okay? Kyler is so good. Has been playing amazing this year. Everyone remembers Hail Murray. Last night, 270 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Not a great rushing game. And a loss to their division rival, Seattle. Not a great game for Kyler. Like, honestly, he had a shoulder injury the entire time, so honestly, it's a great game for a shoulder injury. Bad for his standards. He's better than Lamar Jackson this season, no questions about it. He's a dual threat QB who's actually got an insane arm, while Lamar, the only passes he can make is literally a 15-yard pass at most, which I don't know how that's a top 5 QB in a lot of people's opinions. Josh Allen at 4 we have. Now, those two are debatable. Honestly, I might go into statistics with them in a little bit. I want to get through this list, though. Josh Allen at 4. Agree with this. I think that Kyler and him are interchangeable. Whichever one after games, they're constantly going to be flipped. Josh Allen, if you don't remember, started out the season hot as heck. This man put up 40 fantasy points a week, I swear. He's obviously cooled down from that hot start, but he's been playing great. Josh Allen, not much to say. Got an insane cannon, and has finally gotten the accuracy down this season, which I think is huge for him. I agree with this big time. We have Aaron Rodgers at number 3. Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Discount Double Check. I'm going to be honest. After last night, he's number 2. Not because he played, obviously. He plays at 4 o'clock this Sunday. Just Wilson's had 2 bad weeks in a row. I think Wilson's now 3. I mean, I don't know. Wilson just really didn't play good last night. His stats were, one second, let me pull it up, were under 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He really just didn't play to his standards. At 2, we have Wilson. Like I just said, I don't know if he should be there, but he's still an amazing QB. He has the ability to be a dual threat QB whenever he wants to be. That's what everyone forgets about. This man can do whatever he wants, when he wants. Is one of the best QBs of this decade. Should be a 2-time Super Bowl champion, but we all know why he isn't. And then at number 1, Patrick Mahomes. This is so self-explanatory. Fastest QB to 100 touchdowns. Such a great pass. Doesn't throw many interceptions. Very consistent. Has the best team around him. You can't fault him for having a great team. He's got a deep threat. He's got a consistent target. He's got one of the best rookie running backs. And yeah, he's just been balling out, honestly. I'm also going to go over my top 5 receivers here. I have D-Hop at 1, not just because of the Hail Mary and crap, no. I had him at 1 before the season, I'm going to keep him at 1. I'm going to say, Julio Jones at 2. Devontae Adams at 3. Who did I have at 4 before this? Oh, God, I can't remember. Tyreek Hill at 4. And at 5, I have... Before the season, it was Devontae Adams at 5. Right now, I think if Michael Thomas is playing, I think he is number 5, but he's just really not playing up to his expectations. But honestly, I'm going to put maybe DK Metcalf? Maybe? I don't know. I don't like the people that say he's the best receiver in the league or comparing him to Megatron. No one is Megatron, okay? Go watch Megatron highlights. He was literally getting double team press off the line of scrimmage, burning them, and then mossing 3 people. So, yeah. My favorite running back right now in the league is got to be, honestly, Dalvin Cook and Kamara. Those 2 are so amazing. If you picked Saquon or McCaffrey in fantasy, I feel kind of bad for you. Zeke really just, I think Zeke, I'm going to be honest, might have been also a one-hit wonder. I hate saying that about him because he is so dang good. I don't know, he's just not the same. I think it just proves that he needs an amazing offensive line to be decent. And I don't know if he's ever going to get that again. Because the Cowboys have just always done a bad job of rebuilding, in a way. Not rebuilding, restructuring, I should say. Just like you see someone get this is what a normal NFL team would do. They see someone starting to get up there in age, and they draft a player behind them or sign a player that's younger behind them that's willing to ride the bench for a year or two, and then come in and play while also being mentored. The Cowboys literally didn't do any of that, and now are suffering because of it. So yeah, that's what I see. But honestly, James Robinson, dude, the man's been having an amazing season. Like, he came out of nowhere. And it's awesome. Like, I love seeing players like that just come out of nowhere. And make a huge impact. He was an undrafted free agent. Like, and then Jacksonville just calls him up, just like, yo, we need someone because we just cut Leonard Fournette. And he's just been one of the best running backs in the league this year. Honestly. Like, he's very underrated. Kareem Hunt's also been a very up and down season because of Nick Chubb. Not because Nick Chubb's bad, but Nick Chubb was injured. And he was starting. And now he's back, and then he puts up 100 yards, so a lot of fantasy owners are very confused on what to do with him. I'm going to be honest. If you have someone if you have to start him, or forced to start him, it's a great start. If you don't have to start him, then if you have two running backs better, let's say for example you have Kamara and Zeke, somehow, I would take those two over Kareem Hunt, because Kareem Hunt also has the potential of having 50 yards in a game. You have to remember that. And I would rather have two players I know are guaranteed starters to get more yards. That's what I would do, but I'm not you, so I don't control you. I got my favorite tight end right now. My favorite defensive matchup this week is, if you have anyone versus the Jets, dude, honestly, take them, pick them up, and you'll be amazing. You have to pick up players versus the Jets, because I know Blair's watching this. He's probably very sad, but it's the truth. He knows it. A lot of Jets fans knows it. Their defense has been horrendous. Their team has been horrendous. They probably lost on their bye week. I'm not going to come out here and just toast the Jets. I do want to get Blair on this podcast and have him toast the Jets. That would be funny, I think. I have, as my favorite player in the league this year has been, just my favorite player to watch, who I think has been amazing and just came out of nowhere. I feel like has been Calvin Ridley. He didn't come out of nowhere. I shouldn't say that. No, just the man's blew up out of nowhere, I feel like. Not out of nowhere. No, I keep saying that. He kind of blew up this season. Started having an amazing year. And sadly, injuries took him. Not took his career, but took him the season. Gronk also surprised to me. I thought the man's was going to come in and be just third string tight end, just try to get another Super Bowl and retire. No, the man's has been playing amazing. No, not amazing. Good. Good to his standards now. Good. It's terrible, the Gronk standards. No, I think the people are looking at this Tampa Bay team and overhyping them sometimes, but also underhyping them at the same time. They lose a game and then everyone acts like, oh, they're just nobody. But when they win, a lot of people are like, best team ever. Everyone looks at them and sees Brady and Gronk and thinks they're the greatest team ever. They're really not. They're really just not the best team out there. I'm just really excited to see what happens in that division. Because now that Breeze is out and Taysom Hill is the starter. Now, a lot of people picked him up in fantasy and then dropped him today. Picked him up and dropped him today. Because they thought that he would be a QB able to play tight end. That's OP and crap. Yeah, that's not how it works out, sadly. Because he's now going to be classified as a quarterback. So, yeah, that's not fun for you guys. I'm sorry for you guys. But, And good news we're gonna get back with the Giants. They have been making some. They've been looking. Their team's been looking good. I feel like all around they've just played like a very well-oiled machine these past 2 games, and they were divisional games, so those are actually very important on getting you into the playoffs. So honestly, we're gonna go on to my next segment on Hall of Famers and are they a Hall of Famer? Yes or no. I'm going to choose players that are debatable. So I'm going to say Eli Manning. Let's start off strong with one of the best Giants ever. Eli Manning. Super Bowl MVPs. Playoff stats. I think he, in a way, was kind of like a Julian Edelman to compare him to someone who still plays. Never had the greatest regular season stats, but had some very, and I mean very good, postseason stats. And that's why I think, along with the 2 Super Bowls, and one being against a supposed God squad, the 18-1 Patriots, choked, I think he is a Hall of Famer. Like, he will always be one of those players that you will talk about as it. We're going to go over to Derrick Rose. The reason I think he's a Hall of Famer is no MVP. You have to think of it like this. No MVP has ever missed the Hall of Fame. And it's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the NBA Hall of Fame. I'm saying no. It's the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. You also have to remember this. He was the first player since Jordan to light up the city of Chicago like he did. He brought life back to that city. He was a hometown kid, an MVP, a Rookie of the Year, an All-Star multiple times, and has revived his career, which I'm very happy about. Another former Knick also, by the way. So, I'm going to say he is a Hall of Famer in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Not in the NBA Hall of Fame, if there is, which there isn't one, but I think he is. So I'm going to go over to someone who's a little, I don't know, more controversial, like Eli and Phillip Rivers. Now, the man has never won a Super Bowl, nor even made it to a Super Bowl. So it's kind of hard to put him up there with these very good players. I'm going to have to say, personally, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. He should go down in the San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers Ring of Honor, because he was a very good and very consistent QB for them for a long time. He should be up there, and all of his kids. I'm pretty sure he can form another football team with them, which is kind of funny. Okay, but honestly, all these guys have just really had some amazing careers, and I'm also going to bring in my guy, Carmelo Anthony, the Knicks legend. Oh my god, okay. Multiple-time All-Star, Team USA Melo is a different breed. Team USA Melo is a different breed. A lot of All-Star games, a lot of scoring titles, always has been very good. Was in the MVP race in Denver and a few times with New York. I don't think he will be, sadly. I don't think he will if it was just the NBA Hall of Fame. But like I said, Team USA Melo was a different breed, and that's why I think, personally, he is a Hall of Famer. Because you also have to remember, people in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame have never even stepped on an NBA court. That's why I think Melo will be a Hall of Famer at the end of the day. Then we have people like, what other player is always borderline Hall of Fame? Klay Thompson now. Like, I feel terrible for the guy. He just lost an entire season due to an ACL injury, which is already a bad enough injury. Recovers from that, and then ruptures his Achilles, which is one of the worst injuries known to man. It's ruined careers such as Kobe's. such as other people like that. The only person that career hasn't been ruined by it was the human highlight reel Dominique Wilkins, but that's because he basically reforms his entire game. So, the only person to ever come back from an Achilles injury and ever average more points than they did before it, Dominique Wilkins. I don't know. I feel terrible for Clay. I was always saying this, that you give him one or two more great seasons and 2 more rings, and 1 or 2 more rings, and I think he's a Hall of Famer. Sadly, I'm going to have to say no for this one. This is a no for me, Chief. He was a very good player and will have his jersey retired in Golden State for as many rings as he won there. So, I feel bad for him, man. He had a great career. We have Klay Thompson. I'm also going to bring Draymond Green into this one. He is also a very good player, but shouldn't be in the Hall of... He should not make the Hall of Fame. Never had some crazy statistics or anything. Was the glue guy for that Warriors team, though. He shouldn't have his jersey retired either. He is a glue guy, though, like I said. Very good player. He just always kind of helped that team out. He's literally always gotten the best out of his teammates, which is amazing. I don't think I've ever seen another, player do that before. And I'm going to get back to Kevin Durant with the Achilles injury in a second. Draymond Green was just a beast. Yeah, but KD, people are saying that he's going to come back better than ever. Do you realize how severe an Achilles injury is? Dude, he shot 5 for 5 versus John Wall and Gilbert Arenas in an open gym. So basically, he shot 5 for 5 versus guys who've never played in the NBA before and are half the height of Kevin Durant. It's really not that big comp. If he starts doing this in training camp and stuff, I'll be impressed. But until then, I'm sorry, he can't. He's not coming back the same. Russell Westbrook is also another player that some people might not want in the Hall of Fame, which I really don't understand why. He's really done nothing wrong. He's an MVP, averaged 3 straight seasons. Not 1, not 2, but 3 straight seasons of a triple-double, which before him was only done once. And then everyone kind of looked by it. Has a triple-double record. Is a pretty dang good playmaker. Really good rebounder for his height. A very, very, very good defender. And an above-average scorer. Everyone calls him Westbrook, but dude, he's got the cotton shot. Which, if you don't know, is right on that wing. Him and his dad used to call it that. That's so cool. So yeah, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. Matt Ryan, I'm gonna say him. He's an MVP. Did blow that Super Bowl. Will never be forgotten. I don't know. I don't think he will, but I hope he is because he's always consistent. I'm gonna go with some hot takes right now. Luka Doncic is already a Hall of Famer. Okay, he could literally retire right now and will be a Hall of Famer. Do you want to know why? Because he played in the European leagues. He won an MVP there. He won championships there. Okay, he's a Hall of Fame. He's already a Hall of Famer, basically. But he got to prove it. Now he's in the NBA, he's got to prove it again. So, I'm going to go on a limb here and say Trae Young will be a Hall of Famer. Oh, he's my guy, dude. My favorite point guard in the league. So cool to watch. Yeah, not much. The reason I also think that he will is because people are also bringing to college into this. He was literally facing double teams every night at Oklahoma and still was able to put up 30 a night, which is unheard of for college. So, yeah. Especially while being double teamed. Shoot, what else was I going to say? I'm going to go to the draft right now for a bunch of people. I'm going to grade all the picks for the top 5, and then I'll go off from there. So, with the first overall pick, the Timberwolves took Anthony Edwards. I expected this. but I don't like the pick that much. I was kind of hoping they would trade it. There's really no big-time trades besides the Seth Curry one, which is a really dumb one for the Mavs. So, yeah, definitely a winner there for Philly. But, it's not a bad pick. I'm not saying Anthony Edwards is a bad player. He's a great slasher. When he's got a head of steam to the hoop, he's gonna attack. Really just not big, not a big time shooter. He's a 3-level scorer. I heard in the draft. He's not a terrible shooter, I guess. Just not a great defender, and they really needed a defender. I think they should have tried to trade that pick. Maybe they were, but I don't know. Also, shoot. We have James Wiseman, number 2. That is an A+. No, there's no questions about it. That was the best pick of the draft. The Warriors needed a center who can also somewhat stretch the floor, get rebounds and stuff like that. The guy's a very good player and will be in the league for a long time, in my opinion. He's the perfect player for the Warriors. He's a good playmaker for his height. He's a great rebounder. He's got the ability to score whenever he wants. He can shoot really well off pick and pops. And a really good inside finisher. I give this one an A+. LaMelo to the Hornets. They just needed a superstar. I think in any other circumstance, they don't take LaMelo and instead go with someone like Danny, or the Israeli guy. I think it's Danny, whatever. Jenny, whatever. He definitely was the right pick there because they just need star power and attention on them. And Lamar's going to bring the attention, sadly. No, LaMelo is a very good player and will bring attention with him and bring a fan base and bring a following to Charlotte, which is what they need. So then players can see, hey, they can go play there. That's what the Hornets want and need. So that's what I think will be good. We have Patrick Williams from the Bulls, which I heard that they had an eye on, and he was projected to go around 7, which the Knicks had the 8th pick, which he was projected 7-8. The Bulls were trying to trade back, I'm pretty sure. That's why they just kind of rushed and took him there. He's not a bad pick. A very good defender. I know he came off the bench and stuff, but we've seen people that come off the bench have great careers. Example, Devin Booker. He came off the bench at Kentucky. And now he's one of the best players in the league at his position. So I'm going to give this one a B-, just because I don't know. Not a great pick. Nothing too flashy about it. Who had the 5th pick? 5th overall pick. I totally just blanked. I'm blanking on that one, so I'm going to skip it. I'm going to go to the Hawks, who picked Onyeka Okongwu. I think that I see what they're doing. I don't think they see Clint long-term, which I think is the right move. He's not a long-term center. He's a now center at best. I don't know. I think they should trade Clint because I feel like they can get into a win-now mode with this young of a team. And honestly, I don't think Clint would be much of a use to them. He just kind of would clog up the middle, which is it's just not going to work out in there. So I think that Clint should be traded for a 2 because they don't have a great 2. They have Kevin Huerter, who's not terrible, but they should go with him. We got the Knicks, who took Obi Toppin. That was a very surprising pick that he fell there. The Knicks have $40 million in cap, which I have talked about. They have waived Taj Gibson, players like that. Elfrid Payton, which is amazing. They declined. This literally Knicks team looks really like they actually want to get into a winning mindset and winning position. So I'm happy, and I think that they should obviously go after Gordon Hayward and Fred VanVleet, and then bring in a player like not DeMarcus, because he just got injury history. I don't know. I don't know what centers are really out there on the market, but they should bring in someone like him, and then maybe bring in like a good veteran 2, or a veteran 2, 3, just to help out. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, we all know Anthony Davis is taking that off. Is going to be. Everyone was like, he declined the option. All you fake Lakers fans, don't worry. Your team's not going to be terrible. You'll be fine. They're signing him to a 4-year deal. 4-year max contract at minimum. Maybe, actually, no, probably a 5-year super max is what they should do. Also, I'm going to go into a rant right now, so, yeah, rant incoming. Screw bandwagon fans that be coming at me trying to say that their team is good. Like, 5 years ago, you were a freaking Cavs fan. Now, you're trying to tell me that you're a diehard Lakers fan. And I make stupid TikToks. This guy made a TikTok about how he's had, basically, about how his dad hasn't worn his Lakers championship shirt since 2010. I haven't heard the word playoff run for the Knicks since, like, 2011. And haven't heard the word title run since 1973, okay? You're fine, dude. Go live a happy life, and you'll live. I'm going to get into one more player who I think might be a Hall of Famer, who's very borderline right now. I'm going to be honest. Nathan Peterman. Dude, like, name one other QB that could throw 5 picks in one half. Or 6, or something like that. Like, name one guy that can do that. Exactly. Okay, all jokes aside, last one is going to be, honestly, Carson Wentz. Okay, I know this might sound a little weird. He's a Super Bowl champion. And the year that he destroyed his leg and stuff, and they won that Super Bowl, everyone forgets that he would have been the MVP of the league. He doesn't get injured. He was the front runner. Like, he could be an MVP down the line. Like, he's not as... I think that year was also a one-hit wonder. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say a maybe on this one. This one's going to be left on a question mark. And last NBA one, we're going to go over to my New York Knicks with RJ Barrett. Okay? I saw some promise in his rookie year. Nothing, like, to jump out of, like, off the walls about, but very good and very productive. So he can keep that up along with getting very good on defense. Maybe he ups his averages from, I think it was 14 to 17 and then gets better on defense. Dude, I'd be happy. But that's all we got for Giggles Cast number 1, guys. These videos will be longer and very unedited, maybe with the highlights, but I think I'm going to stick to the Madden gameplay because I can just kind of talk over it. It's way better and it helps with time management. But thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys do enjoy these, make sure to hit a like on this, and I will be cranking these out weekly. Just talking sports, talking stuff. Again, guests on here. So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.